What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XCN, OnyxCoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? Forgive me, I am an asthmatic, so if you hear me breathing, I'm just trying to get some of that good stuff, man, that we call life up in my lungs, okay? Here we are sitting at about 2.7 cents right now. Looking at the daily time frame, we can see that we were pretty overbought on the RSI, had a little double top there, didn't we? It looks like bearish divergence. It really does look like bearish divergence, and I would assume a lot of people are saying that and probably calling for a more dramatic drop as a result, right? Bearish divergence, by the way, if it started here, that would call for a move down to where the divergence started. But we've done this before. I'm going to do it real quick. I'm going to try not to spend too much time on it, okay? If we replayed this all the way back to here and we click play, where's the play button? There it is, play there. I don't know, right? Something like that. Okay, so if we look at it here, would that not be bearish divergence? If this was happening today, high here, lower high here, high here, higher high there, would that not be bearish divergence? I'm a technical analyst. I've been doing this for 8 years, over 8 years now. I would call that bearish divergence. In a heartbeat, I would. Absolutely, I would. So if that's bearish divergence there, and we keep going, then what is this, right? How can this be bearish divergence also? It doesn't make sense to me, right? You can't cherry pick. You can't cherry pick. Oh, this is bearish divergence, but this is too. No, because this is a higher high relative to that, which was bearish divergence. Nobody in their right mind would tell you it wasn't. Nobody would. It absolutely would, right? If you knew the future and you were trying to save it for your case to prove a point that this is bearish divergence, that would be your only case to say that that wasn't bearish divergence there. But even then, it's BS because you're just saving it. You're cherry picking. Technical analysis, you don't cherry pick. It's technical. That's why it's called technical analysis. Really, what you've got is higher relative highs, higher relative highs. I think people might be expecting this drop to be more extreme than it is, and that tends to happen in very bullish moves, right? That's where you get people who sell on the dips and then they buy on the rips, adding to liquidity on the selling side to the diamond hands, the people that want to buy, and then also buying, adding to the fuel that is the mission launch to the higher prices, right? It's actually a very good thing seeing these kind of conditions right now because beyond just the lower high, false bearish divergence, I'm going to call it false divergence, fake divergence, right? Like Donald Trump has his fake news. This is our fake bearish divergence right here, okay? While we have that, we also have lower lows in the RSI while maintaining higher lows in the RSI. And there's no way to cherry pick this shit, you guys. Those are absolutely, you got lower lows in the RSI. You got 1, 2, 3 lower lows in the RSI. And you've got 1, 2, 3 higher lows in the price in a row. That's double hidden bullish divergence is what that is, my friends. That's a good thing. That's a good thing whenever you are cooling off more in your indicator. You're at lower levels here than where you were here whenever you pumped. What if you wanted to go to the same readings in the RSI? That would mean you get a bigger move than what we just had. That's phenomenal. I was telling you guys last week before we had this move up, I said it. I literally said that I was concerned that if we bounced here, and why I thought we were going to go lower and not go up first is because if we bounced here, that would likely mean we'd have to cool off until we get out of the overbought zone. Well, we're here now. We're here now. Not only are we here now, but yesterday we closed. We literally closed right out of it. I think that's all we needed. You look at the daily time frame here. On the lows, we could go lower. I told you guys I have to breathe, right? So we could go lower. We could bounce right off the 60, which is a very bullish thing to do. It could happen. I'm okay, guys. I'm in good health. I was cleaning yesterday with some very intense chemicals, and it got to me. Okay, that's the only reason. I think that's why, because things are definitely a little bit harder today, and it smells like things are burning. I'm okay. I promise you. I promise you, I'm in health. But man, I had a mask on and everything, and it still got to me. But back to work here. Okay, so we could go a little bit lower. Be prepared for that. Today could go lower. I don't think that we go lower than this low, but even if we do, it's okay. Yeah, we could go below 2.2 cents, and it's okay. We could go below 2 cents. It's okay. We could do the thing that I've been saying we're not going to do, which is go all the way back down below 1.5 cents. We could do that, and we're still okay, my friends. I'm not anticipating that, though, and we'll look at some shorter-term time frames. Again, we do have the hidden bullish divergence to begin with, okay? But I'm assuming we could see today being red. It could be today that we break out. And as we get into the shorter time frames, it might be more apparent that that's the case. But first and foremost, I just want to look at this and see if there's a reason why we could go lower, okay? Low to high here. I mean, there, that could potentially call for a move down to 2 cents, if not 1.6 to 1.45 cents. But if we were going to go that low, why not interact with the high where the divergence started in the first place? I would think 2 cents hold. I think 2 cents holds. This fib would suggest that if we break below this low, that we likely would go probably to about 1.3 cents. So if this low gets taken out, we likely do go all the way down here to this zone, because you do oftentimes go just below your 382. You don't find support right on it, but you go just below it. And right below it is where these closing highs were. So if we take out that low, that's what this would suggest. But hold up now, just because that's what this fib would suggest, that's because that's what's normal. That doesn't mean that we have to do that, right? I do believe we have exchange buying going on. I've said that from the beginning, and it's only come out to be a somewhat of a true rumor. It's looking like it might come out to be true. This is how things are done, you guys. This is how things are done. It might seem random. It might seem like we just got picked for this pool, whatever, and we're going to be on the on-deck list to be listed on Binance or whatever. It might seem like this random thing, but whenever people are dealing with lots of money, it's not so random. They tell you that they're going to list it after they've already been acquiring it, right? That's what they do. They don't tell you that they're going to list it and then start acquiring it. They would never make money doing that. No. They acquire it first before there's any rumors, before there's any news, right? They acquire it first for a long time. Word gets out, then there's rumors, okay? And then once the rumors are at peak whatever, they're like, okay, we are going to list it. By that time, they've been acquiring the coin already. So if we're just hearing the rumors now, my thought is we're well underway. We're on like chapter 6 of a 10-chapter story. Okay, chapter 8 is when we get listed on Binance. Chapter 9 and 10 is when we go back home. Okay, you only live happily ever after if you get out at chapter 8. I don't know. I'm just making that up as I go. Okay, there's not actual chapters. Don't read into that. Okay, no pun intended. I do believe that we could go lower. At this point in time, I don't believe we go lower than that low. I think it'd be really nice if we went lower, if we bounced off of 2.4 cents right off the 236 there. But we don't need to do that, okay? I want to look at the 4-hour time frame and just see how we're going. All right, one last thing I wanted to say on the daily time frame here. It's not guaranteed, but I am anticipating that this move here from a high to the breakout point took 6 days. I'm anticipating this one takes less time. So if that was 6 days there, that'd be this Saturday, the 1st of February. That would be not today, not tomorrow, not the next day, but 3 days from now, okay? I would assume it's going to be less time that we consolidate here than we consolidated here, right? We're already pretty cooled off in the RSI. We've got reasons to go up higher, and I think beyond all that, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulse move, or impulsive structure to move. Each of these are impulsive waves. I'm not the most well versed in Elliott wave theory, but I'm trying here, man. Okay, and if it is a 5 wave, if it is an impulsive count, we would have one more count to the upside, and likely this consolidation phase here would be smaller than this consolidation phase here, which would mean that likely we either break out, not move up, but break out like this. We're going to see a move that's like 50% or more to the upside, right? Probably. I mean, let's just see. What would that be from the current price? 32% or more to the upside in one single day, right? We're going to be rocking and rolling again between now and, again, since we're assuming it's going to be less than that time. It could be longer, just because I'm assuming doesn't mean it has to be, but between now and Thursday. Or, sorry, not now and Friday. Between now and Friday. And I think it'll be even before Friday. Like, truthfully, it's either today or tomorrow. I think that we'd start moving up again. But let's look at the 4-hour time frame, and then we'll wrap this video up, okay? So the reason why I think we could be breaking out to the upside today is we've got this little pattern here, and I drew it in the Discord. I posted it in the Discord, and we're looking at it here. Lower highs here, lower lows there. It's not a megaphone, but it is a broadening wedge pattern. It's a descending broadening wedge pattern. And if you look at it, generally speaking with broadening wedges, I'm going to use straight lines so that it looks a little bit prettier, okay? Something like that. Yeah. I don't know, something kind of like that, right? You can kind of see the look. Generally with broadening wedges, what you do, maybe I should just draw it over here. We'll draw an upward sloping broadening wedge even, something like that. Is you'll kind of ping pong obviously around in it, and when you're ready to break out, you'll do this thing where you reach for the other side to ping pong, but you don't get there. That's called a partial rise, a partial incline. I think it's a partial rise. And then you break through. Whenever you do it the other way around, whenever it's you're up here and you get the partial decline, you break through to the upside, right? And I did that over here because we can see from a low point here to a high point there to a low point there to a high point there, we're getting the partial decline. At least so it looks. We're on the 4-hour time frame. I don't know about you guys, but it looks like every time we've been to the upper side of this, at least through this very brief range, it's not a whole lot of iterations to go off of, but we've moved down rather aggressively, rather fast, right? We didn't linger for 4 candles in a row at this area. I mean, that doesn't mean that we have to move up today. We could spend today slowly moving out sideways of it, even moving lower, and then tomorrow we move up higher or the next day. But I think what this is, I think what it very clearly looks like to me is that we do have a partial decline, as long as we don't go down and take this low out, right? But if we take that low out there, we could run the risk. I mean, I don't think that we'd break out of this pattern. In fact, actually, that would take us right down to kind of where we would expect to go if we were to take out that low. So then we're just in this pattern. We can try the partial decline later and break out from another point. We'll go there, right? If I'm wrong, I'll just make a video saying, hey, I'm wrong. Here's the new game plan. But right now, I think the game plan is looking at the 4-hour, looking at the daily time frame, right? We've got the hidden bullish divergence with the lower lows, with the lower relative lows, but overall bullish trend, higher lows, right? 4-hour time frame. You also have lower lows in your RSI, right? Lower lows there, while maintaining higher lows in your price, okay? Right? And even here, higher lows relative to your lower lows. That's like double bullish, hidden bullish divergence as well. All you got to do is break out of here, man. All we got to do essentially is see XCN close any given 4-hour period above 2.81 cents. If it doesn't do it this one, then the next one it would just have to close above 2.7 cents. So essentially by the end of today, guys, if we're above, I would say if we're above, okay, technically today, right? Technically it's the 29th, end of today, we would have to close above prices that are below where we are now, above 2.45 cents. As long as we're closing above there by the end of today, we will be breaking out of this range, and likely the break of this range would suggest the next move up. And the reason why I think it would suggest the next move up, not just upwards, but immediately that we would move up, is because if we look at this, and I do think there is exchange buying going on, so I think there's very technical people at play here, people who mean business, who are treating this like work. If you look at this last pattern that you had, it's a very beautiful symmetrical triangle, right? It's a very, very perfect kind of pristine pattern. And right here, right at the apex where you broke out, you started immediately. You didn't break out, meander, and then make your move. No, you started immediately, right? So I'm just assuming here, if by the end of today we're breaking out of this falling wedge, maybe not by today, but by tomorrow, relative to the next 2 days, we're going to be moving. We're going to be rocking and rolling again, you guys. We're going to see new all-time highs. Not new all-time highs, new relative highs. We will see new all-time highs in time. So let's end the video there. Let's get to the part that everybody wants to know, right? Where are we going to go? High to low. If you've been watching the channel for the past week, you should know where we're going to go, right? The minimum target based off this fib, very small fib, would be 6.1 cents to 8.1 cents. That's your target area. If you get above 8.1 cents, and I think you will, the next target area would be anything from 10 cents to 13 cents. I personally don't think that we get above 10 to 11 cents there. I think that'd be our high, but it is possible we could go. I think that we're going to stop somewhere in this zone. That's my expectation. But never forget, man, this thing, it's a cryptocurrency. It's a very volatile, very fast-moving crypto. We could see a finale finish that takes us, who knows, to 13 cents or what. But I am anticipating that we move probably between about 8.2 cents to about 10 cents. This zone here, specifically 10 cents to 8.2 cents, that's where I have a ton of sell orders riddled for XCN. Very small orders, right? But I've got them layered out through different prices, and just so that I can, hopefully get filled, completely filled, if not majority filled. I'm not selling 100% of my coins, and I'm not telling you how much of my coins I'm selling. I want you to decide how much you're going to sell for yourself, right? I'm going to sell between 20% and 80% of my total holdings, right? I will definitely keep some just in case it goes higher, just in case I'm wrong and this thing does a whole moon mission right now and we end up at $2 next week. I'm going to hold some. I'm going to de-risk because I'd like to allocate back into this coin whenever it dumps. And then also I would like to allocate into other coins that haven't pumped yet. In fact, you guys, the way that you make money in this market, and I think this is actually the best way to end this video, right? Is kind of, I might fade XCN at the end of this video. Maybe this isn't the best way to end it, but the best way to make money in this market is you buy a coin that's boring, it pumps for you, you sell it up here, and then you put your exciting money into boring projects and you repeat the cycle. Does that make sense, right? And then by the time the next coin that you buy does this, the coin that you sold up here, it's probably already consolidated. You're ready to rinse and repeat, man. You're rocking and rolling. You're in the flow. If you do this, and I'm not saying you should do this, I'm just saying if you start to notice the flow, there's a flow of things, you guys. Things will take their turns. You'll see what I mean as we get moving through the cycle. XCN moved up. Just because the rest of crypto moves up does not mean XCN has to continue moving up. It can, but likely what's going to happen, because it already had its whole move up here, it will probably consolidate while most coins continue to rally. That's probably what's going to happen. I could be wrong. We'll see. If an exchange like Binance lists this coin within the next week, then likely we will get immense selling pressure. Okay, just so you know, too, guys, I don't care. Okay, I keep saying I'm gonna end the video, but I'm definitely gonna end the video with this. I don't care what the price is. I don't care where it is. If Binance listed XCN today, I'm getting out. You can stay in if you want. Every time Binance or Coinbase lists coins, go back, check any coin. Whenever they list a coin, 95, if not more, % of the time, you get immediate dumps, immediate selling off. Okay, I've given my explanation, my thesis as to why that is, right? You got an exchange that has immense buying pressure. They're acquiring your token, so it pumps, right? You get this immense, massive pump. And then whenever they're done buying it, they're ready to list it. Well, now there's no more buying pressure from the exchange. Now there's selling pressure to you. They're selling to you. So in absence of buying pressure and inflow of selling pressure, anytime you get a big exchange to list, it's an opportune moment to sell. So again, I'm going to say it to end the video. I don't care where the price is. I'm thinking it's going to go between 8 to 10 cents by the end of this move, sometime maybe by the end of this week, if not very early next week, and then we start to consolidate. If before we're at 8 cents, if before we're at 10 cents, if we're at, I don't care where cents, we could be right here at 2.2 cents, or we're not actually at 2.2 cents. I think we're at 2.8 cents, but we could be at 1.5 cents. I don't care if Binance listed whatever day it lists, I'm getting out. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Do what you want, but that's what I'm going to do. Of course, there are those times where after an exchange listing, coins do pump. I'm just not assuming XCN would be special. Right? Most of the time, whenever you assume a coin's going to be special, that's whenever you get wrecked. It's better to not assume your coin's going to be special and then be pleasantly surprised. That's why I'm going to hold some XCN. Again, I'm selling 20 to 80%. That doesn't mean that I'm going to hold 20%. That doesn't mean that I'm going to hold 80%, right? But I'm giving you a kind of, I think, a suitable range. You should probably at least take 20% profits, and at the most, you should probably take 80%, because you should leave something in there, right? You should at least leave something. So taking half off and then leaving half in, that's good too, right? But maybe a third or 2/3. Do whatever you want to do, right? I'm not your boss. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Anyways, guys, hit the like button, subscribe. I think XCN, all that to say, is going to either consolidate a little bit more today and then break out, or today's breakout day, and we're about to get this party rolling again. We'll see how it goes. Certainly by the end of the week, I'm expecting big things. Hit the like button, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.